Good morning, Patriots. I'm Naquel. Today is November 6th, and here's what's going on at A-Town today. Attention, seniors. This is a reminder that if you're interested in visiting PVCC for an information session and campus tour on November 15th, please pick up a field trip permission form in the counseling office. Available spaces are first come, first serve. See Mrs. Ratliff in the counseling office if you have any questions. Monday, November 11th is Veterans Day. We will have a Patriot Out on Monday to honor those who are veterans or in a military family. Be on the lookout for lots of ways you can participate in Veterans Day activities November 11th through November 15th. See Mrs. Schrader in room 158 if you have any questions. Paris Smith is currently collecting coats for children in need this winter. This drive benefits the Love Always Wins charity. She has donation bins at the guidance office, room 231 and 143. Coats or jackets of any size would be much appreciated. She's collecting from November 11th to November 21st. Now, here's A-Town Today correspondent Drew Hall with this special report.
Hi, I'm Drew. Welcome to A-Town Today. Have you ever wondered what the counselors do all day? Well, we have, so we're down here in the counselor's office about to interview Miss Krishnan and ask her what she does all day and what it's like being a counselor. So tell us about yourself. How long have you been a school counselor, and what led you to become one?
So actually, I was born and raised in Texas, Houston, Texas, and I actually was a teacher for 9 years, and it was during that 9-year span of teaching that I kind of wanted to do more to help my students. Like, I found myself a lot of times like assisting students and talking to them, and I kind of liked that aspect. And I started to really grow into, like, I even had formed a club outside to help students with leadership skills. And at some point I was like, you know what, maybe I should actually become a counselor, because I feel like if I could actually spend my time helping students outside the classroom, because you can't touch every student, but I felt like I could have more access to more students, then I could be a school counselor.
So tell us about your job. What are some less obvious ways that you support students at AHS?
So I have to say, being here, we're kind of busy, all day from, beginning to start most of the time. And we get breaks every once in a while. And so sometimes the more obvious is oh, you do scheduling, you'll help me with my college application process, things like that. But the less obvious things that my support for my students is the emotional support. So sometimes I have students that might feel upset during the day. They come here, or if they're feeling upset about a situation or feeling a little bit of anxiety, sometimes they come for just a quick break, and it may not be a whole period, but they come in my office just for 15 minutes to give them that space and that time to feel like they can go somewhere and separate themselves from everything else that's happening and to kind of regroup.
So what is your favorite part about being a counselor?
Being with my students. I love being able to impact and, and kind of help you guys, guide you, because I feel like this is such an important, time in your life, from changing even to post-high school, figuring out those decisions, how do we plan to do this? If this is your dream, how do we get you to that point? To even just helping with things that are happening with students within themselves, identity, trying to figure out things, or how, and I'll have students sometimes say, I have this issue that's happening, I don't know how to go about it, and just helping with real life situations. I think that's my favorite part, is being with you guys. So
what are your job's biggest challenges?
Not having enough time, I would say. Not having enough time in the day to do everything. So because my work entails not just paperwork, there's also my one-on-one meetings with students and things like that. I don't feel like I have enough time during the day. So a lot of times I might have to take work home, more the paperwork, if I can't get it done during the day. So for example, it's college season, so doing recommendation letters, all of that's stuff done that I do at home.
How has the job changed since you became a counselor?
I don't know if it's changed. I mean, so I was a teacher for 9 years, and I've been a school counselor this is my 4th year. No, actually, no. This is going on. This is my 6th year, sorry. But time flies. But I would say, I wouldn't say that there was a change from when I started, but I do think from when I was in high school, I don't really remember even going to see my counselor. I don't remember talking to them, maybe only once to just give my transcript or to get my transcript for college, but that was it. So I would say like maybe that's a change in time, and it's a good change. I feel like, we're not just trying to be there just for, the paperwork and like I said, like signing up for classes. I think like, I know not just me, but as a team, like, we're here to try to support students in all aspects and not just, the traditional way of how people sometimes think counselors are.
Tell us about a teacher or counselor that inspired you when you were in high school.
There was this one teacher, she was the ceramics teacher, her name was Miss Kelly, and she was like my favorite teacher. And I think what drew me to her was just because of that relationship. And I think that was my first interaction to having an adult that I could go to talk to. And she wasn't a counselor, so I feel like every adult in the school could be that person. But I would go and talk to her, and she trusted me, and I trusted her, and it was just that relationship that I had. And I think that's part of why, like me, it's impacted me as a school counselor to want to be that person for other students.
I'm Drew Hall, and this is A-Town Today.
In sports news, the first day of indoor track will be Monday, November 11th, right after school at the Fieldhouse. You must have a current physical on file before participating. If you have any questions, see Coach Nagel in room 405. There will be a mandatory meeting for all boys trying out for basketball on Thursday, November 7th. The meeting will take place in the small gym at the beginning of lunch. See Coach Maynard. The mountain bike team competed at Miller School on Saturday, proving to be one of their best races yet. Everyone finished very well, especially Mason Allen with third place in the freshman category, Luke Castine with his first ever podium finish, getting fifth place in the sophomore category, Eli Shiflett taking second place in JV, and Jonas Collins finishing his first ever varsity race and coming home with the sixth place. Last night, the Patriot volleyball team advanced to the Region 5 semifinals by defeating William Fleming High School in 3 straight sets. The semifinal match will be played right here tomorrow night against Mountain View. Game time is 6 p.m. Good luck, Patriots. That's all for now. Have a great day.